Hey everybody, welcome to part two of our video series of a day on the Dubkir Valley Railway. Um, we got our train here at Sylva interchange, looking to be ready to go east towards Bryson. Got to obviously check these, and I don't mind if they're 75+%, because it seems like they don't. What's the word I'm looking for? Dissipate too terribly quickly. So I'm not out here looking for all of them to be 100%. And if we're being honest, the AI engineer is pretty good about keeping them up. All right, ready to go. We've got 14 cars. We got 1 empty, 2 empties, 3 empties, 4 empties, 5, 6, 1 by 6, 2 by 6, 2 by 7, 2 by 8, 2 by 9, 3 by 9, 4 by 9, and 5 by 9. Excuse me, 4 by 10. 4 loads, 10 empties, ready to depart. Sylva. For Bryson, we got 1 pickup at Dillsboro Yard. There we go. Our freight is now on the move. Under normal circumstances, I'd throw an AI crew on there, but since I know I have work at Dillsboro Yard, and I know that I've got a few Z on the main here somewhere, I'll run it to start. Could get interesting. The hills and stuff on this end of the line tend to get me. No fusee there. And this switch should still be thrown for the siding, which it is. Here we go. And going to the dispatcher's panel, we've got passenger train at Dillsboro with, you know what, I'm going to put the, this is the SYDI because I've got work to do. Take my first player and get on the train. But anyway, if you did not see part one, wondering who the heck is talking here, my name's Kirk. I'm the owner of Dubkir Media, company that sells primarily railroad DVDs. Although I do have some calendars and some other stuff on the agenda coming up. That's where the railroad gets its name from the company. Looking to kind of make a bigger name for ourselves, and we've got obviously the YouTube channel, we've got the website, we've got 3 of my programs actually posted on the YouTube page, and the best way to see more of those out on the page is to give us a subscribe. Watch the whole series on a day on the Dubkir Valley. This is part 2. I don't know how many parts there are going to be. Once everything is all said and done, when I actually put them up on YouTube, it'll be in the title, so it'll be part 2 of, it could be 4, it could be 5. I don't think it's going to be too terribly much more than that, but you never know. But this is part 2. I've got coal train on the line. I've got the passenger train on the line. And as soon as this one passes the Sylva depot, it will be on the line. So this is part 2 where the trains are just running. I will probably head over to Bryson to start getting the work done that's needed over there. As of right now, there are only 2 cars going from Bryson to interchange, but 2 of them are, there are 2 cars that are under 2 tons loaded as of 6 a.m. So those will likely be coming with me as well. And then I have another one of my railroad box cars that I want to send out for interchange. Passenger train had an approach because I'm an idiot. Hadn't actually lined it past the station stop. And once it gets to Cowie, my goal is to increase its speed limit, 20. See if I remember that or not. But so the good way of that I use for dispatching is, hang on, blow for this next crossing first. But what I do is I take my 2 trains and I count in between, like, okay, where are they going to, which siding is in the middle of them, you know? And I know I've got another crossing coming up here, so we'll just do that, and then I'll give it to an AI just to get me to Dillsboro Yard. Okay. There we go. Now we're gonna get to Dillsboro. I hear something. That should be the passenger train. Maybe. Here in a second. Oh, I'm just a little late on the passenger train. Where am I? Oh. So then that will be my marker for both this freight with number 20 as well as the coal train once the coal train gets here. Coal train is going through Whittier right now. So let's count. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So technically they're going to meet in the middle. Passenger train will be going faster, so we will have our meet at Thomas Valley. And what I do is I always put the train that's going in that gets there first. That's a personal thing. Although I guess I had lined the passenger out of Barker's Creek, so. Then there's our Sylva to Dillsboro. There's our trains. Those are on the move. We are going to have a smidge bit of work here to do at Dillsboro Yard. Let's take a look at this, shall we? If we go to our location on the map, I don't see the speed limits, so I think we're clear of the 15. Can bump it up to 20. And while we're here, let's take a look at the coal train again. Going right through. Oh yeah, that's as Whittier as it gets. So we're coming up on Dillsboro. We still got a little bit to go here, but and this is so under normal circumstances, the circumstances that I would like to have, this is where number 5 would be picking up the cars out of the sawmill. We're slower than normal, so not normally this slow. It does appear, though, that we're actually good to go. And then I'm trying to figure out also what I want to do with the pulpwood, because I know I want to take this contract at the paperboard place there in Sylva. But I don't know where the pulpwood fits into this. So I know I could shove the pulpwood in on the track on the left there. I know I could then take more up to the track that this one's on. Or not the track that it's on, but this one off to the right. I just don't know where it fits with everything. Or do I get another locomotive specifically for the pulpwood? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you do for the pulpwood? And I don't have the railroad. If you missed part 1, the western part of my railroad, I am 2/3 of the way done with the Alarka branch, and I am 1/3 of the way done with the Fontana Lake Bridge. And I actually ordered the next section of the Fontana Lake Bridge milestone during part 1. That's coming at some point. Then I also know I could shove the pulpwoods all the way up to the end of the branch, because that seems to be as solid a move as could be made with the pulpwood. Nice and easy. You back them all the way up onto one of the tracks, and then you back it up to the other track, and you just got to remember that your switches got to get thrown. All right. Trains are still moving. Let's see where we are here. The one unfortunate side of bouncing around the map, but it doesn't last too long. I don't mind it. Let's take a look at what these are. Are these cars? These are cars are all ready to go. 2 empties and a load. All 3 of those are going to get picked up, and I have these 2 cars are going to it. This one's going to the freight house. Excellent. And if you look, this is my gondola going to Wilmette. I just simply forgot to drop it off yesterday. Completely spaced it. And then this one. So what I'll do with this one is I will actually pick this car up with the loaded coal train. So it will go with the coal train to interchange. Although if we look at what my coaling tower is, that's going to be its last trip to the interchange for a while. Okay, so I'm running it now. We're just simply going to stop with the caboose just shy of this switch. We're going to back up, pick it up, and it'll be the last car on the train. That way it's the first car as I'm making my way back. And then about the time I'm done with this, hopefully should be about the time that number 5 needs to back onto the next cut of log cars. Had to do that. Sorry. That goes against my rules, but I didn't think I was stopping in time, so. I do try operating this as realistically as possible, but every once in a while you realize you're just going too fast. And after all, it is a game. It's supposed to be fun. I'm not out here poo-pooing how anybody plays the game. Which is why I enjoy this first-person view when the switching. I know a lot of people do the fly view just because you can cover more ground quickly, but to me, this kind of gives a little bit more of a two-man crew feel, even though I'm just doing this by myself. Yeah, yesterday I let the AI crew take over, and I was doing some switching over in Bryson, and next thing I know, the Bryson to Dillsboro, the BRDI was already here, and oh crap, that first car is supposed to go to Wilmette. Actually, it wasn't the first car. It was buried within the train, but I spaced it. Okay, so number 5 is stopped for its fusee. Real quick, we will grab this. Disappear up into the abyss. Rhymes, actually. Yard, reverse, 10 cars to a hook. Then coal train should be through. So if we look at our map real quick, yeah, the coal train is through. So I can super quickly get this thing tucked away. Go here and we'll put our QZ there. Right up against that switch, as close to that switch as you can get. Now back to Dillsboro. This now makes our train 4 loads by 11 empties. And then what I normally do is I normally just take the whole train to Bryson. That way I don't have to worry about more switching in the middle of the run. And then once the train arrives into Bryson, the entire rear of the train is coming back this direction. And so it makes just a real quick move with the outbound locomotive. And then the going the other direction is the one that has all the work. So this way, now all I have to do is let the AI crew take over and it's off to Bryson we go. Plus it adds, a little bit longer trains. I mean, let's be honest. If I wasn't bringing these Dillsboro cars with me, I would be 12 cars. If I wasn't taking the Whittier cars past Whittier, I would literally be a 3-car trains. Then my plan for these box cars is the steel box car will be going to Bryson. This wood box car will be coming here. It'll be parked next to that passenger coach. And then the 30-ton wood box car that's currently at Bryson will be the one for East Whittier. And then this coal car, being one of the larger ones, will be going to Bryson. My plan is eventually to send this one to Alarka, the actual town side of Alarka, once I get that going. Then I'll bring another one of these larger size ones in, like that one. I'll be getting a new one to put it here, and then that one will go to Alarka, and obviously there's one still at East Whittier that's been there since you start the game. I really like the blue being next to a black car. That's really fun. But all right, so what we're going to do is the road crew will take it over. I'm going to slip into the dispatcher's seat real quick and get the train lined. I'm guessing it'll be a Barker's meet. Don't quote me on that, though. That's set. That train's headed down the hill, and we are going to go to Thomas Valley and watch the meet. Why? Because I can. Get onto the road. Comes the plane. It's got a red red stop indication. And I do enjoy having the semaphores on here. I mean, I wouldn't care either way, regardless of what the signal type was. But the fact that it's semaphores like this, I think is really fun. Especially since our newest video, as of me doing this, the newest video that we're going to be having out is Amtrak running between La Junta and Glorieta. So it runs over Raton Pass and then runs through all the remaining semaphores and Glorieta Pass. That one's not available on our website yet, but it will be soon. I did just finish giving the ability to burn not too terribly long ago. That was really good timing if there wasn't for the station stop, because the passenger train is coming up to the station stop. So it'll be a 10-minute wait for that passenger train. So let's first we'll put that back into manual. That way I'm not paying a crew because I'm cheap. Now let's see what's going on with this one. Like it is still coming down grade, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Well timed. So let's go back to first person view and we will jump ourselves to the East Whittier switching area. All right, 8:35 at Wilmette. That's par for the course. So my switching moves, it appears what I will do is I will just back onto those 5 cars that are loaded with lumber, and I will back them up to here. And I will couple them up to this 2 gondolas. And once these gondolas, at least once this first one is loaded, I can pull it. Though it appears this second one will not be ready today. We look at our locations. We're about half full with logs. So this train will unload not souply, but quickly enough. And I've got it set to where that fusee, when this local stops at the fusee, that last car is about where I'm standing. So it's a real nice way of looking at it. It just works. And then once this meet is complete here at Thomas Valley, and I've got the cars picked up here that need to be picked up here, I will head down to Bryson and I'll start switching Bryson to gather the cars that are needed. Real quick, I do want to see if these 2 cars at Lumber and Fuel or whatever it's called, if these are ready to be picked up. Nope, 1 ton, 0.2 of a ton. So that's annoying. Oh, and then we've got a car over here. Does this car need it? That car is headed to interchange. So that's one going interchange. And then here's the 30 ton that we can unload at East Whittier. And we will load it. There we go. So that one is now heading to interchange. Along with this empty. And ultimately, I think this coal car will probably be ready to go. That actually is really annoying. Not gonna lie. Okay. Back to first player. And throw this switch behind it. Get this passenger train going. Because it will be departing the station here in 4 minutes, and then it'll be running 20 miles an hour to get here, which is faster than what I keep all the other trains at. I always do have fun rail fanning the trains as they're coming by. Try to get actual shots set up. Okay, so it's 8:45. The passenger train should be departing Wilmot. It is. It has not yet. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. So we'll head back to meet. We'll witness the meet. A little bit more rail fanning. Should have the train right there. Perfect. I like how sometimes it puts you where you want it to be put, and then other times it puts you across the river. Passengers now lined as far as, I believe it's lined to the ELA stop. If not, I can go back and check, but this is my priority, is I want this picture right here. That was cool. That was really cool. There's just something about the way the AI crew just really gets things started that it's fun. It's just really fun. Now let's double check, make sure I got it lined. Or is I could probably line it. Oh, that's right. I got to throw this switch first. There we go. Line it all the way to Bryson. Why? Because I can. And our freight is in between the switches at Barker's. Perfect. Coal train's there, passenger train is there, and our general merchandise from Dillsboro to Bryson is there. That's what I have the X for. The X is for general merchandise. L is for local. C is for coal. E is for empty. And empty may also include, like, if I'm taking an entire cut of empty pulpwood from Sylva, the paperboard at Sylva. And I got YS is a yard switcher. 20 is stopped, so I will manually take it off. There goes the coal train off into the abyss. And now we will head back over to East Whittier and grab some cars. I do like when this thing unloads these quickly. A little on the annoying side when they don't. And then we'll also have the passenger train coming through here soon. Then these cars will get picked up when the Bryson to Dillsboro comes back through. What it'll be is I'll have number 5 take it out to the yard, set it off on the one runaround track, and then the freight train will come through, put the cars for the sawmill on the other track, pull forward back onto the cut that I'm dropping off here, and so that way these are usually the first cars on the train, because unlike modern PSR, I know not to put empty cars right up front, which is why I wound up missing that set out at Wilmot yesterday. I always like seeing how heavy these cuts are when you pull them out of here. Obviously, 5 loaded cars is no problem for any of these locomotives, but it's fun to watch. Another thing I find interesting is that the ramps don't work. You got to jump up from the side. And also, I don't know if I'm the only one who's noticed this or not, but try not to change camera views while you're standing on a platform. There are a few times where I have tried that, like say I would hit the 0 key right now or whatever, so that way I could go into fly mode over number 5. And it would, when I came back to first person view, I would be in the platform. You know, the train's not full, but I mean, that's a nice healthy cut. 42, 95, 136. 159. No, 189. Not even going to try it. So a fair number of passengers, a lot of tickets. There we go. So I will hold this in this position. The passenger train is making its way to the depot. Once this car is loaded, I mean, this car should only have 0.8 of a ton left. Or it needs to go out. And then I've got the 2 trains about to meet at Barker's. So for me, this seems like a decent place to end part 2. Trains are out on the main line. This marker won't move. There we go. And we are about to go start our work at Bryson. So I think this is a pretty good spot to end things for part 2. Thank you for watching. Again, be sure to subscribe. Go to our Facebook and Instagram, and give us a like and a follow there. Be sure to stay tuned with anything else we've got coming out. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.